Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this Around the Ropes radio show episode. Guys, I guess the song for tonight, if we were playing, was Reunited and It Feels So Fine.
I thought it was Light It Up. It's not Light It Up? We're not going to light this up?
Guys, back on the show after taking a week hiatus, because apparently he had a very shitty situation. The one and only Ray from Mass. Ray, how you been? What's going on?
I'm here. I'm living the dream.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all?
I don't know. I honestly don't know at this point.
But I'm glad to see you back in the here with me, because boy, did you miss one hell of a show last week.
I heard you had a new UK champion up there on the show.
Yeah, some might say she's former AEW Women's Champion.
Former AEW Women's Champion and a new UK champion?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I also had Mike Skyros on as well.
What's that?
And I also had Mike Skyros on as well.
Oh, and Mike.
And actually, I don't know if you saw last week, but we're going to be starting. I got to figure out the exact month, but we're going to be starting once a month. We're going to have Mike on to kind of give us the wrestler's perspective on whatever topic we're talking about.
Well, I'm just I'm just spitballing here.
Yeah.
You'll bear with me while I fix my monitor. Somebody was in the studio and decided they were going to. Okay, so just spitballing here. We are on live Tuesdays at 8.
Correct.
Why don't we have a month in review on Raw? We take the biggest moments from every show that month. He comes on and we discuss.
Yeah, I'm totally game for that. And again, we can talk to him about that. But guys, we also have two great guests tonight. Starting off first at 8:30 from Ground Zero.
Wouldn't it be okay? No, I'm gonna let you finish. I'm sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
Former WWE superstar, former ECW superstar, currently one of the head trainers of Ground Zero, the one and only Colin Delany, joins us ahead of their big show coming up this weekend, Dark and Marcos tournament, which is a star-studded tag team tournament. So you're not going to want to miss that. And then coming up later on tonight, we're also going to be joined by the Stompers, who are a part of that tournament, but also are part of WWE. Now, Ray, I don't know if you remember when you were on 2 weeks ago, we had Craig Palmer on.
Mm-hmm.
This is from that same organization.
No, I know that, and bear with me. We're gonna go down a little choo-choo train of thought here. So the their name is the Stompers.
Yes.
There's an S on the end that means plural.
Yes.
Plural means more than one.
Okay.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. They are entered into a tag team tournament show.
Yes.
Which means that there has to be more than one person.
Correct.
Okay. So why do we only have two guests on?
Because the way I'm phrasing it is we have Colin
and
Stompers. Yeah. I see what you're saying, that it should be three guests. In my warped mind, remember, when you have ADD mixed with everything else, you're on a crazy train to nowhere.
The Acme Crazy Train.
So, and looks like we got our first comic coming in here.
And guess who it's from?
Take it away, right?
It's from David.
Oh, you actually got his name right
this time. I got his name right. I wasn't looking at you when I said it this time. That's why. So David over in the UK says, "Hey, fellas. I'm not one for beating around the bush on subjects, so I'm going to say right away. I was never a fan of AJ Lee."
Interesting.
Wow, that's Okay, that was wasn't expecting that one. I was never a fan of AJ Lee, but I gotta admit, I buzzed when she showed up to confront Becky.
And
I think that was fantastic. I think that if you are a wrestling fan, how can you not get the chicken skin when you heard her music?
Well, I'm going to ask you this now. Friday night, obviously, we all kind of knew it was going to happen.
Did we though? But did we?
Let's backtrack here for a second. When we found out earlier in the week, not earlier, but after what happened in that Clash in Paris, and we saw that SmackDown was going to be on in Chicago last Friday, there would have been a freaking riot in Chicago if it was anybody but AJ. I'm just
so what you're saying is, if it was somebody else making a return, like in WWE, she was known as I forget what she was known as, Serena Deeb. I think she was known as Serena in WWE. Yeah. If it was Serena Deeb instead of AJ, you're saying that Chicago would have rioted, which in that case, it just would have been a regular Monday night.
Exactly. Because the problem is the way they positioned themselves. And then as we saw Monday on Raw, not this past Monday, last Monday, at the end when Becky started slapping CM Punk, when he was having that promo segment, it was right there. The writing was the
on the wall. No, listen, I don't disagree, right? Like, I mean, it was kind of, you were announcing it without announcing it, right?
Yeah.
Personally, I would have liked to have seen Serena Deeb come back, maybe a one-off, right? And so with this one-off of Punk and Deeb versus Rollins and Lynch, Becky just absolutely destroys Serena, puts Serena on the shelf. Then the following Monday comes out, starts, cutting a promo, talking about how, he's got nothing. He's got nobody that can beat the queen and king of the vision, or whatever they're calling themselves now. And we just see this kind of buildup of, he tried Serena Deeb and then he tries somebody else. And finally, after about the second the second option, the next time they're in Chicago, you see him on the phone, or the show before they're in Chicago, you see him talking to Pierce and just goes, you know what? I got something for him. And then that moment is when you have AJ. Because I don't normally jump on orgs when to say that they did something too quick, but I feel like they did this too quickly. Yes. It could have been teased out so well to have AJ Lee come out at Survivor Series. Like, we could have literally taken it to Survivor Series or the Rumble.
I think that would have been pushing it way too far. Also, you have to remember, you have a PLE you have to try and sell in a couple of weeks. And let's be honest. Hold on. Right, I agree with you. If you didn't have WrestlePalooza coming up on the 20th, then yeah, by all means, push this as long as you can.
So then that begs the question: Are we falling back into the trap of having too many pay-per-views or too many special shows? Because, like you just said, if it wasn't for the fact that they have to put butts in seats for WrestlePalooza and make it look good for ESPN, because it's their first PLE on ESPN, blah, 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 blah. We could have stretched out that storyline.
But I think, I don't know if it's they have too many pay-per-views or they have to stop this notion of counter-programming AEW. I think that's
okay. But here's the thing: if you're counter-programming AEW, what does that mean, John? It means that you're putting on
more specials, more pay-per-views,
which then means you are putting on too
many. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but here's my only thing though: if they wouldn't have done, and also here's the other thing also that I'm going to put in here as well. We're looking at probably the main event of WrestlePalooza right here.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be foolish not to.
Match. I don't think it's going to be, as much as everybody would love it to be Cena and Brock, I don't think it's going to be Cena and Brock.
No, they're not going to waste that for WrestlePalooza.
No, that's already announced for WrestlePalooza.
I mean, compared to what they have with Seth and AJ, Punk and Becky, yes, I did do that diagonally. They're not going to waste that momentum to not have them main event.
I think the problem is, I think a lot of this is because of the fact of what's been going on right now with them. Because if you remember, after SummerSlam happened, we didn't even know WrestlePalooza was even going to be happening. It wasn't until all of a sudden they announced that All Out was going to be on September 20th, and all of a sudden, a couple of days later,
WrestlePalooza.
All of a sudden, you start hearing rumbles that there's going to be an unnamed pay-per-view.
Well, yeah.
September 20th. And then, if you remember, originally, WrestlePalooza wasn't supposed to be the first one on ESPN. Originally, the ESPN part of it was technically not supposed to happen until next year. So I think we got to Mania.
No.
Or coming out of Mania.
No, because no. Because if you think about it, they have all of their, at one point they had all of their TV contracts expiring and or renewing beginning of October, end of September. Like if you go back and look at when SmackDown debuted on Fox and it was Brock Lesnar versus Kofi Kingston, and Kofi got fucked over in 0.2 seconds, screwed over in 0.2 seconds. That was October.
Yeah.
So I think they're pretty consistent with that.
I just think the way I look at it, I think if you didn't have WrestlePalooza, and you didn't have what would have been, if you would have actually put more effort in to the title for either, let me backtrack here for a second.
Okay.
If you would have had Seth had a singles match for the title, or Cody would have had to defend the title, and it actually would have been a meaningful thing, and we're not just going to throw Drew McIntyre in there just because, we have to. Right. Yeah, that's who Cody's probably going to face at WrestlePalooza, is Drew. Then I would have been all for having one of them close out the show. But when you look at the card right now, and we don't have that many matches announced right now. I'm actually pulling up the card right now, unless you have the card.
For WrestlePalooza, I had it. Give me a second. Yes, I have the full. Nope, I'm sorry. That was Worlds Collide Las Vegas.
I got it right here. I have it right here. Okay. We have for the vacant Women's World Championship, Io Sky versus Stephanie Vaquior. We have.
Hold on, time out. Can we please shout out to Vacant for their 999th title run?
Yeah,
I think that is the most title runs across the industry of pro wrestling.
I think you can almost consider him the GOAT.
I think we can consider Vacant the GOAT.
Then you got the Usos taking on the Vision, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. CM Punk and AJ.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Are we throwing in predictions while you announce this card, or are we just running down the card real quick?
No, I'm just running down the card
just for the point of your argument. I got you.
Yeah. Usos versus Division. Obviously, the aforementioned Punk and Lee versus Rollins and Becky, which I'm not sure if they actually made that official yet.
They're probably going to do that on SmackDown. The Punks versus the Rollins.
And then we got Cena and Brock.
Rollinses.
So now of that, that's 4 matches announced, okay?
Yep.
You have 1 title match in there.
Yep.
What do you see closing out that show of the 4 matches I just went through? The one that makes the most sense.
I see. This could go either way, right? Because you could have Cena and Lesnar start, and I know that you are a diehard fan of this particular show, so I will use one of their sayings, right? You can Detroit Rock City, right? Mm-hmm. And from there on, keep your boot on the crowd's neck, right? So you can either you can Detroit Rock City this 2 ways. Start with Cena and Lesnar and let them have a barn burner. Or you start with the Punks versus the Rollinses, which you know is going to be a barn burner because we know AJ Lee can still go, because if you've watched Heels and seen her do what she can do in Heels, which is on Netflix, by the way, really good show. Friend of the show, Stephen Amell, is on it. It is his show. He did a fantastic job. But Punk and AJ are in it the last 2 seasons, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. AJ Lee can still go, man. Still go. And you can have them just do what they're going to do in the beginning of the show and close out with Cena and Lesnar and let them just run roughshod over the entire arena. You know, either way, it's Detroit Rock City. And then you would probably put smack dab in the middle, you'd put the women's championship match, because let's face it, as much as we love it, we do have to admit that they are not giving the women's world championship matches their due.
No.
We probably will never see, if they continue booking the way that they're booking, we will probably never see a women's main event match at WrestleMania. Like, I mean, to close out the show, everybody go home afterwards. There's no night 2.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Because I don't look at. I know that they call the night 1, the last match of night 1, the main event. That's not the main event. That's the match before a 24-hour intermission for me.
I just think the thing is, just want to address some of the points you just brought up there. And there's a lot of valid points you said.
Thank you.
I just think the problem is you put the Rollins and Punks on, as we're calling them now. First, I'm not saying it's going to be a 5-star technical, Dave Meltzer's going to, have an orgasm type of match. But from a storytelling perspective, that's going to be more, I think, story-driven than actual match-driven, if that makes sense.
As it should be. Because out of all of those matches, right? All of those matches. There's a whole 4. I'm sorry. Out of those 4 matches, who has a story? Like, who has a long-term story for their match? The Punks and the Rollinses, and you could probably give the Vision v the Usos number 2, the second spot, right? The Cena and Lesnar, that's a greatest hits match.
Yeah.
Io and Sky and Vaquer, John. That's a match of circumstance. Like, I mean, come on.
I think the problem. I just realized nice background here, but it's like really making me like. Hold on one second. Just was bugging me for a second here. There we go. That's what I want. Have to go to my nice palatial estates here.
Oh, the palatial estates in Greenwich, Connecticut.
My thing is this though. If you have a match like we're gonna have with the mixed tag match that we're talking about,
Yep.
how can you not have that match go on last with how much not only story driven, how much emotional investment that match is going to be? That's a dream match that we've been thinking of for the last 10 years,
Easily.
And especially ever since.
Listen, I'm not saying that they won't. I'm saying there is a case for either one of those two matches, either starting the show or ending the show. Ultimately, I would like to see the Usos v. The Vision to start it.
Yeah.
Then you've got Sky and Vaquer. Then you do Brock and John. And then you close out with the Punks versus the Rollinses. And I think you send the crowd home exhausted and happy, which is exactly how you should send them home.
Yeah, and I just think the problem is when you look at this, you look at it overall. I mean, there is the four matches we talked about. We're probably getting Drew and Cody announced because I know Cody right now is a part of filming for the live action Street Fighter movie that's coming out.
Yes, he's going to be Guile, which I think is a fantastic cast. I'm not really sure how they're going to, I don't know. I mean, Guile, I remember playing Street Fighter, and Guile had a pretty advanced martial arts moveset. I've never seen Cody bang out any sort of martial arts moves. So I'm sorry.
Well, obviously, left of all of a sudden his character in the movie comes out before his fight and does the, all of a sudden walks into the thing and goes, whoa.
I guarantee you they are going to try to work something like that into the movie. Just because.
Yeah. I think other than that, I think this card is pretty much set. I can't see them really announcing anything else.
No, I can't. I can't. I was trying to see
but
if I could.
Here's my counter to what we were talking about with WrestlePalooza. This kind of leads into AEW for a hot second.
Oh.
Because I know AEW is now starting at 3:00 on September 20th. It's gonna become like the Super Bowl for wrestling fans.
Yeah, it is.
You're gonna have wrestling basically from 2:00 in the afternoon till probably midnight.
No, I mean, maybe if you're just talking about AEW, WWE's done pretty good about ending their stuff, like not going ridiculously long. Sometimes they do, but it's in a very rare instance. It's not every PLE.
Well, because let's be honest, there's probably going to be some crossover between the two, more than likely. If I'm AEW,
absolutely, without a doubt. That would be like.
Well, here's the thing, though. What I would close All Out with, and I wouldn't close it out with a title. I just want to pull up the card exactly so I can see if there's, because I have one match in mind that I think should close out the show. For All Out.
Okay.
And it's not for a title. I'm telling you right now.
Is it for a ring? Is it for the Dynamite Diamond ring?
No, I'm just looking at it right now. We'll just go through the card quickly for All Out. And again, guys, we'll be joined by Colin Delany in about 5 minutes or so. You have, for the four-way match for the AEW Women's title, Timeless Tony Storm takes on Jamie Hayter, Chris Statlander, and Thekla. I think that's going to be a good match.
That is, that's going to be a good match. I think a lot of people sleep on Thekla.
Yes.
I think she is far more deserving of the credit that she gets. Or lack thereof.
Thekla is a really tough name, especially if you have a stuttering problem. Just saying. You got MJF versus Mark Briscoe, and a match they have not announced the stipulation for yet. We haven't found out yet what the stipulation is going to be.
It's going to be an Inferno match. I'm telling you. Ever since they tried to light Mark Briscoe on fire, I have been saying this is leading up to an Inferno match.
Moxley's taking on Darby in a coffin match for the AEW TBS title. Mercedes Moné takes on Riho. In trios action, you got the Hurt Syndicate taking on Ricochet and the Gates of Agony. And I think the matchup that should be your main event of All Out is the tag team matchup of FTR taking on the reunited team
of CNC.
CNC. That's what I think you close out All Out with.
I think that's a very good take. I don't see anything wrong with that take.
I think the fact that this is the first time these two are tagging in almost 2 decades or close to 2 decades.
I think 18 years.
Something like that. And you're in their hometown. You would be foolish not to close out with them for this show. The reason why I bring that up, kind of go back to the WWE here for a second. That's how you count the program, what WrestlePalooza is doing. You have CNC close out the show. We just went through the matches, before. Any of those other matches you think could do it? I mean, does MJF and Mark Briscoe really scream main event to you?
I mean, if it's an Inferno match, you kind of have to make that one the last match.
Okay, take them out of the equation for a second. Mercedes and Riho, does that scream main event to you?
No. And listen, I love Mercedes. I love 22 belts Mercedes.
23 belts now.
23 belts, sorry.
Because she just won a title as we were talking.
Give it a second, I'll be 25. I love her in her Ultimo Dragon era. But I don't know, man. I go back and forth with Riho. Like, I understand it's all about suspension of belief. But, like, some of the Riho matches, like, especially against... Oh, my God. What is her name?
You talking about Nyla?
Nyla Rose. Oh, my God. I am so sorry. I pictured her, but like Nia Jax's name kept popping into my head. And I know that's not the right name.
No, because the problem is she wasn't sitting there going, my hole.
It's been a great night, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. My Lord, my friend. Let's see.
2 dad jokes I've had already.
You're just racking it up. You're making up for lost time, friend.
But in all seriousness, you look at this. You look at these matches. Does the Fatal 4-Way for the women's title scream main event to you?
No.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Toni Storm right now is doing some of the best work she's ever done.
Oh, without a doubt.
But I can't really see them sitting there saying, "Oh, the main events could be the Fatal 4-Way for the women."
No, I think if you were going to have the women's match be the main event, it needs to be a 1v1 Tony and Hayter.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I just think this makes the most sense. Is you do Cope and Christian versus FTR, the story that, let's be honest, has the most emotional investment of any of them. But also, guys, again, we're a week or almost 2 weeks away from All Out?
Yeah, and I mean, again, you know how they announce matches. I mean, tomorrow there could be 4 matches announced for, to continue that card.
No, absolutely. But we got to put a pin in the AEW WWE talk for a second.
We're going to put a pin in it and circle back?
Yes, because we actually have a guest joining us right now.
We do.
Yes, we do.
And who might that be?
If you give me a second, I'm actually going to give this gentleman the proper introduction. Guys, as you guys know, this week is Ground Zero week for us as we're looking ahead to Ground Zero as they present the Dunn and Marcos Cup, which is a star-studded tag team tournament. Now, we're actually about to have the honor and privilege, Ray, of being joined by their head trainer. Now, you may remember this guy's name as he was a former WWE superstar, briefly had a run when WWE revamped ECW back in the day, but joining the show, again, we are honored and privileged to have him on, the one and only Colin Delany. Colin, welcome to the show. How you been, my friend?
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Believe me, like I said, it's an honor to have you on, sir.
I appreciate that.
I'm sorry. I have one complaint with John's introduction. You didn't mention 205 Live.
Go right ahead. Yeah.
I did 4 episodes of 205 Live, I think, back in 2018.
Yeah.
It was a great time. That I love that 205 Live roster. I still love that 205.
Oh my God. It was the shows, the matches. It was fantastic.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Well, okay, let's start off with that then quickly, just because that's the first thing we brought up. Do you think that would have succeeded if it would have been filmed after SmackDown?
If it wasn't filmed after SmackDown?
Yeah, because there's been a lot of stories coming out recently that it was filmed after SmackDown, and that's why the crowd always looked dead.
Yeah, well, honestly, yeah. It was filmed after SmackDown, so they had already seen a SmackDown main event. A lot of those people were coming to see, like, Randy Orton. And if Randy Orton is on in the main event, and then they're like, okay, guys, stick around to see, I don't know, whoever. Some of those people, that's what they came to see. So, maybe if they filmed it before, I don't know. I mean, when I was on ECW, we filmed ECW after SmackDown, and it was live. They were filming SmackDown before it to air later, and they were filming ECW live. So I think that helps people stick around for ours, but I don't know. I can't.
It's difficult I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Colin.
No, you're good.
It's difficult when trying to find the proper balance, right? I mean, ideally, it would be great if you could do a half hour before Raw, a half hour before SmackDown, and then edit the show together. But at that point, there's a lot of moving parts there. The crowd's not going to line up. The arena's not going to be full.
You're also then splitting the cruiserweight or the 205 Live crew. Half of them would be going with Raw, half of them would be going with SmackDown, and then those guys' travel schedules would be nightmares because they wouldn't know what day they were working.
Right. I think they tried to do the best with what they had at the time. Me personally, I would have liked to have seen, because this was, I would have liked to have seen the WWE Network stay around and them all, develop programming around, for lack of a better term, the term that I know the best is the cruiserweights, develop a show around the cruiserweights, give the cruiserweights their own show, give the women their own show. These are all things that you could have done with your own network.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I feel like WWE has made a lot of attempts over the past, 20 years or so to push the cruiserweights and give the cruiserweights a spotlight, but it never really takes with WWE. I don't know why that is. I don't know what that is. Because, there's been tons of times where they've tried. WCW succeeded with it.
It was the greatest way to open a Nitro.
Right. WWE, I don't know. I don't want to say they tried to segregate it too much to a degree, but all of those guys are still very talented wrestlers and could do anything with anyone. Right. So kind of putting them in their own little bubble. And they've attempted a bunch of times, and it never seems to really stick.
Yeah. a couple, just one. I have one more question in regards to this, and then we can go to the actual reason why you're here.
Yep.
Do you think that some of that has to do with wrestling a more toned down version of themselves in WWE as opposed to what you see in a Ring of Honor, an AEW, or even if you were to go to, your local indie show?
I don't know, because remember watching a lot of that 205 Live stuff, they were doing a ton. Not everybody was, not every match was, but there was some of those matches that they were still going full board. I wouldn't attribute it to that personally. I don't know. I think it's just something about them separating it that just made it never work. Even that one time when they were trying to bring in, they had like a whole SmackDown thing, but the cruiserweights were like in their own separate bubble. And that always just felt like that's what made it not work.
Yeah, there always seems to be some sort of disconnect.
Yeah, but I feel like they were pushing the disconnect, right? Because they were putting them all in a bubble together.
Right.
Which makes sense in theory, but in practice, it never really seemed to work.
No, you're absolutely right. And, it's one of those things that I feel, because I had such fond memories of discovering Rey Mysterio, Psychosis, Garza Sr. Like I discovered them through the cruiserweight division on WCW. Sure. And that's what made me go, oh my gosh. And I've been a fan of the cruiserweights since then, which is why I'm, very excited about the, with WWE acquiring AAA, but I also get a little scared because I'm like, are they going to make them tone it down a little bit? But that is a conversation for a different day, Colin, because we can go on and on about this.
You don't want my opinion on that.
Maybe we do. We are for the fans, and obviously it's by the fans. So
here's what I'll say. I believe professional wrestling, to be an art form.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's more like music than it is like sports. Right?
Can you elaborate on that?
WWE is pop music.
Yes.
Right? But I feel like they're trying to make everything pop music. Like their NXT UK at a point, their this AAA thing, they're trying to make everything what they do, but that's not wrestling. What makes wrestling great is that there's different styles and different types and different ways to do it. And so I don't love it. Right?
No, I absolutely understand what you're saying. You have it. It's kind of like the economy, kind of like, current housing, developments. They're all cookie cutter. I can go down one cul-de-sac that's just been built in Massachusetts and then go down to a cul-de-sac that's just been built in Long Island, and the houses look the same.
Right.
There's no variation. And it's because, well, this is what's worked. This is what's made us money.
And it's like,
this is what's safe. And this is what we're going to do.
Yeah. In my head, it's, that's why I say music, because it would be like a pop music label buying a hip hop label and being like, oh no, we're still going to do hip hop, but it's our version of hip hop. And it's like,
yeah, Kids Bop.
They've got, the wrestling is in different styles. That's what makes it great. Mm-hmm. Right? There's something for everybody, and and all around the world they do it differently, and they treat it differently, and they wrestle differently. There's a different set of rules. There's a different set of, so that's how I feel about it.
No, you're absolutely right. And, a lot of it, we can fit the Bloodsport event from GCW, right? I wasn't a big fan of, I don't say I wasn't a big fan. I wasn't knowledgeable on Josh Barnett's Bloodsport event that he has, right? And I was like, it kind of seems a little weird. I watched it, and I was like, the first one I watched, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
A lot of fun. and it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. Like,
no, and they don't try to be.
Like all forms of wrestling, some of them just aren't for everybody, but that doesn't make them bad, or you know what I'm saying? That
right.
It's just different. It's something different. It's got its own style, and there are people who love it. So that, but that comes right back to the AAA thing, taking away the AAA of the AAA-ness of it. Is something that I worry about.
Yeah, and again, that is we share that concern. So Colin, I appreciate the conversation. Our fans do too. We have a few comments. Our friend David over on Facebook from across the pond says that, hey, I remember Delany from 205 Live. Awesome to be on the show.
Hey.
He also said WWE is very commercialized.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what they're trying to be, right?
Right.
I imagine David to be a bit younger, if he remembers from 205 Live and not ECW, as ECW was now like 16 years ago.
Right, yes, yeah. Whereas 205 Live was maybe a handful.
At this point, 7.
Was it really?
Yeah. Started right before the pandemic.
That's right. Oh my God.
I remember a lot of those matches, especially when you had like Mustafa Ali and Cedric Alexander.
Oh, such great combination.
Yeah, those guys. I mean, if you want to go back to the early days of 205 Live, I don't know how much he's done anything recently, but guys like Jack Gallagher, I think, is another guy.
Sure. Yeah.
Who,
like I said, I mean, my stuff on 205 Live was 2018, which is 7 years ago now, and that wasn't even the beginning of 205 Live.
No, that was
before that. Yeah. So the beginning of 205 Live is probably almost a decade ago now. Thanks, David.
Yeah. And yeah, we do remember ECW too, or WWECW as
the
ECW faithful care to brand it.
It's the one.
So, okay, John, take it away.
Oh, okay.
I have hijacked the interview long enough. I apologize.
You're good. It's nice to have somebody else hijack the interview for once. But Colin, we bring up ECW. Obviously, a lot of fans remember you back from the WWE version of ECW. When you look back on it, how do you feel it went as somebody who was a part of it?
The ECW program as a whole?
Yeah, with the revised version that they did.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it had some really great moments. I feel like when it started, it was they were trying to stick inside that ECW. This is ECW, using some of the old guys, trying to repackage new guys to get in there with it, while also satisfying the Sci-Fi Network. And then as it went on, I think it found its legs once it kind of started becoming its own program, and kind of getting away from that to a degree. But that also makes people mad that it's no longer seemingly rooted in ECW. So I feel like at times it had a little bit of an identity crisis. But some of those shows and some stuff they were doing was a lot of fun and made for a good program in its own, that I felt like held its own for longer than a lot of people thought it would have.
Well, I think that's the issue. I mean, you kind of brought up, the identity crisis. I heard a lot of people who were a part of that, guys like Paul Heyman, I think Big Show even said it, that they've all said if it was named anything else other than ECW, it would have lasted. But because of the fact that it had that ECW umbrella over it, it was almost like, well, we remember what ECW was 20 years beforehand. And I think that's what people were comparing it to. And you can't compare that. It's tough to compare wrestling in different eras like that, I feel.
Oh, 100% it is. Yeah, no, I don't disagree, but I was on ECW. I am ECW, so.
No, and I get it. Trust me, it's definitely, it's definitely how a lot of fans remember you. But before we get, obviously, we got Ground Zero coming up, and it's a big show this weekend.
Yes.
How did what was that transition like when you left WWE to kind of transition to what you're doing now? Take us kind of through that process of what that was like.
Oh, it's so much easier than you guys might even think. Because you got to remember, I was only there for 9 months. And I didn't go through any of their training. I didn't go to developmental. I was just on TV every week, and I was just doing TV matches. So I was really only gone from the independent scene for like 9 months. So getting back to it was easy. I stayed in the ring and I stayed fresh the whole time. I wasn't just going to TV and getting demolished every week. I was still making sure to, hone my craft and work hard to be the best professional wrestler I possibly could be. So when I got off of TV, it was back to work. It was, I wrestled a show the night I got fired. I got fired on a Friday morning, and I called some people and I wrestled on a Friday night. So it was just back to your regularly scheduled program for me.
Just a nice little detour off the trip.
Yeah. I mean, I loved my time there. I have no regrets. But once I got released, it was back to work. It was back to business. It was back to the independent wrestling life. So it didn't take much for me to transition out of it, honestly.
Well, also that, being that you said, you were only there for 9 months, did you really have to be able to travel then? As far as, because I hear stories of back in the day when the guys would have to travel like 6, 7, sometimes 8 flights a week.
No, I was flying out on a Monday, flying home on a Wednesday most of the time, unless I had to go to Raw or I did a couple of house show loops. But outside of that, no, I'd board a flight on a Monday. I'd be home on a Wednesday morning.
Oh, so at least then you didn't have the toll of being on the road so much and everything. So I guess that kind of helped then in a little bit.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. My schedule wasn't that bad, honestly. And I was a 21-year-old kid getting flown around the country, doing what I ever wanted to do. It would have taken a long time for that to actually wear on me. By the time I got released, I was still just living this how am I even here life, there was never really oh golly, I gotta travel this week. Like, no, I'm flying out to Arizona. This is awesome.
Well, let me ask you this now, Ray, before I go to you for the next question, because I just saw this one. You just said before, you didn't go to developmental, you didn't go through like the way like we see it now, how a lot of wrestlers go through like an NXT. Was it somebody noticed you at an indie show? How did that happen?
Oh, golly. You guys haven't heard this story.
No, I haven't.
Man, you just took my next question and just obliterated me with it. Thanks, John.
So,
go for it, Colin, because my question was going to be, could you please tell us the story of how you were accidentally hired by WWE?
Yeah, so WWE is in town here in Rochester, New York, and Brody Lee was doing extra work that night. He wasn't employed by the company yet. He was trying to get a look, trying to get a job. Well, he calls me about halfway through the day, and he asked what I'm doing. And I told him I was at my 9 to 5 job. He said, if you leave right now, you can probably wrestle Shelton Benjamin on ECW tonight. So I just booked it out of my job, and I went down to the arena. And John meets me there at the door. He's got Jamie Noble, who is the one of the producers. And Jamie takes me around to all the rooms and says, this is my guy for Shelton tonight. This is my guy for Shelton tonight. By the way, I'm wearing like a hockey jersey and like ripped jeans and work boots. I am not dressed to be there. I had to have somebody bring me my wrestling gear, but I just didn't want to miss the opportunity. So I just booked it there.
Right.
So they introduced me to everybody. they send me to the ring. I luckily had a pair of knee pads and like wrestling shoes in my car. So got in there, wrestled around, had the match with Shelton that night. And I thought it went pretty good. I was pretty happy with it. But when I got through the curtain, Vince McMahon got out of his chair and he came over and shook my hand and told me what a great job I did. And I was like, oh, that's very nice of him. And then I kind of go down the line and everyone's shaking my hand. All the agents and producers, guys like Barry Windham, Ricky Steamboat, Arn Anderson, Dean Malenko. And I'm like, this is crazy. Everybody here's so nice. And then I get to the end of the tunnel and Johnny Ace was there and he was like, kid, take a walk with me. You can't not.
No, yeah. You got to do the voice.
So he tells me they want to give me $1,000 bonus for the night and asked what I was doing next week. And I said, I don't know, work. Well, can you get off? Probably. And then he was like, all right, somebody get the kid flight information and a rental car for next week. And I was like, whoa. Because when he asked, I was like, oh, I guess I'm driving to whatever city they're in next, you know? Screw
right.
it. I got to do what I got to do. No, flight, hotel, all that stuff. So they set me up with all that. And I go back into the extras locker room. About WWE extras locker rooms. But they're usually like a broom closet, or at least they were back in that day. You're like tucked behind a stairwell somewhere, like 8 dudes changing in a stairwell. So I walk in there and everyone's like, that was awesome, man. How did it go? And I just sat down on a bench and I said, I think I just got a job. And the whole room exploded and Brody picks me up. He's like carrying me around the locker room. So, yeah, it was cool. And then, I mean, from there, it was just kind of the same thing every week. They'd fly me to the town. They'd tell me I did a great job. They'd fly me to the next town.
That's awesome.
Wow. I think any of us would love to have that kind of be the way we got our job.
That is truly awesome.
Crazy.
All right.
No, you took it. I got nothing else. You took it from me.
Oh, okay.
That was it. Because I was gonna be like, tell us about how you accidentally got hired by WWE.
Yeah.
But wow, that, like I said, that's definitely, that's definitely one of those stories where it's like right place, right time. I feel like.
Yeah, slipped on a banana peel and wound up with my dream job.
Best slip in the business.
But I want to kind of look ahead to Ground Zero. Not only Ground Zero, but I just was looking at my notes here. You still have Flex Wrestling coming up.
I do. Flex Wrestling's at the end of the month. Yeah.
You actually you're taking on Matic.
I am.
And actually, I just so happen.
Hey.
There we go.
Hey, I know that guy.
Which I want to get to that in a second, because obviously we are working with Flex Wrestling as well. So I want to get your thoughts on that in a second.
Sure.
But I want to look at this tournament, first of all, with Ground Zero. First of all, how did you get brought into Ground Zero? Kind of take us through that.
So, Ground Zero is made up of some of my best friends in the wrestling business. We have Matic, who's a guy who I trained. We have Cheech and Cloudy, who are 2 guys who I've known forever and rode the roads with for years and years. And we have Nick Ando, a guy who I helped train when he first started, and Chris Worthless, who also trained under me at a point. So some of them were getting together and talking about it. And I mean, essentially what I said was, whatever you guys need, those are my boys. So whatever they need, I got them.
And, I've had on, last night we had on Greed, Price Pure Gold, and Julio, I'm forgetting his last name now off the top of my head. Diamante, yes. You look at tag team wrestling, and obviously you have the Rochester area, but not only that, you also look at the entire upstate New York area. What, in your opinion, do you think makes the upstate New York area so rich in tag team wrestling?
I mean, honestly, and this is going to sound like it's just a cheap plug, but it comes from Dunn and Marcos. right? Their fingerprints are all over the guys who came up like me, like Cheech, like Cloudy, like Brody. Their fingerprints are all over that scene, and now our fingerprints are all over that scene. So naturally, they were tag team wrestlers, and they were trained by H.C. Loke, who was a tag team wrestler. So it just expands from there, you know?
It's definitely, and like I said, we also have coming up this week, you mentioned, what's his face? Jordan Blake, the High Seas.
Yeah.
Are coming on with us tomorrow night, actually.
Good luck.
Thanks. But, when you look at this tournament, and we went over the tournament last night, what do you think the winning team has to do? I know they have to win. I know that's the key here. But with how star-studded this tournament is, you have High Seas, you have Greed, CXR. Those are just 3 teams right there. Do you almost think that any team who wins this has to be perfect, in essence?
I mean, definitely the team that wins this thing is going to have to do their homework, because there's a lot of different teams in this thing from different areas in different styles. So I don't think you can just rely on your own game plan to carry you through an entire tournament like this. So, yes, you have to be on your A game, but you also have to be prepared to wrestle different teams in their style to the best of your ability to still get a win, if that makes sense.
No, that does. And now the winner, obviously they win the trophy, but do they get anything else by winning this? Or
I mean, the trophy is enough. But so when we talked about possibly doing a show at the Fringe Fest, and we wanted to just make it special. There's never been wrestling here at the Rochester Fringe Fest, which seems crazy because a Fringe Fest, I don't know if you guys know this, it's like all different art forms all around town. There's dance, there's theater, there's comedy, there's music. And this thing's been going on for 15 years. But the one thing it's never had is professional wrestling.
Performance art.
Is a performance art in itself, and it was never included. You should see some of the acts in these things. There's crazy ones you've never even heard of. But professional wrestling, which is a fairly mainstream art form, was never included. So when we decided to do it, we said we wanted to do it big. We wanted to do something special. So we landed on a tag team tournament, and then we talked about it, and then what do we call it? And we all agreed it should be the Dunn and Marcos Cup, because they are the forefathers of tag team wrestling in this area and of wrestling in this area. Really, I mean, honestly, I can't say enough about how much they helped me early on. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing if it wasn't for the knowledge and the training and the road miles that I had with Dunn and Marcos. And I know Cloudy can say the same thing, and I know Cheech can say the same thing too. And I know if Brody was still with us, he would say the same thing too.
right?
Yeah. Sorry about that. I want to jump back to your show on the 26th with Flex against Matic. You say that you trained Matic. So my question to you is, could this be billed as the modern day Bruno Sammartino versus Larry Zbyszko?
For anyone who gets that reference, yes.
Awesome.
I'm trying to think. There's got to be a more modern one than that, though, right?
That for me, that's the one that sticks out the most.
I get it. I right when you started that, I knew that's where you were going, but I was like, maybe there's a more modern one that I'm not remembering.
I can't think of a more modern one.
Nothing that really got,
or anything that really that is more modern that got that kind of
traction,
buzz about it.
I mean,
I can't even figure out one.
I suppose it's true. I suppose that would be what it is. Me and Matic have wrestled I think twice singles, various times, and a bunch of times in tag. And we trained together, so I know what he's capable.
Is it a different level of comfort when you are facing someone that you have trained and that you have wrestled before? Like, to elaborate on that, what I mean is when you're wrestling somebody that you have put the time and the work in to get them from just starting out to where they are now, because you've been spending so much time with them training, is there a different level of comfortability that you have with them, as opposed to if you were just wrestling John for the 5th time?
I don't know. I think it could go either way, right? Because yes, I trained him, and yes, I see him all the time and know what he can do, but the same can kind of be said about him with me. You know? So in certain matches with an opponent who may not know me or may not be as familiar, I feel like I can catch him off guard with things, use my brain, and outthink him, outsmart him. I feel like Matt's seen a lot of my tricks, and I feel like I've seen a lot of his tricks. So it's almost a dig deeper into your bag type of situation to an extent.
I was just going to kind of say that, is it going to be the type of match where either you or Matic have to pull something out that the other person has never seen?
Yeah, I mean, probably. That's we've wrestled before a couple times, singles and in plenty of tag team matches. He knows what I do. I know what he does. So there's a level of that. What else do I got in my bag of tricks?
And I would just tell people who are watching this, the only way you can find out is you have to buy a ticket for Flex Wrestling.
There you go.
Find out September 26th, it all goes down. And, we've had on a lot of the guys from Flex, and I want to ask you this. With how big now wrestling has gotten in upstate New York, obviously you have Ground Zero, you have Flex, you have Immortal. There's so many companies. We can go down the list. You have Dynasty, you have ESW. How do you feel? Kind of issues for both Ground Zero and Flex. How do you see Ground Zero and Flex kind of standing out, against those other companies?
I mean, I think in this current day and age, yes, wrestling is big, but I like to say that the pie hasn't gotten bigger. The pie's just divided differently. That makes sense as far as wrestling goes. So it's not about trying to take more of the pie. It's just trying to carve your wedge, right? In wrestling in 2025, and you see it all the time online, it's very tribalistic, right? People like one company and they don't like another because they like the one. And that's on the highest level, but it's the same as you kind of work your way down. So I think the best thing any wrestling company can do right now is not really focus on being better than anybody else or competing with anybody else. It's about building your own fan base and catering to them and giving them what they want to see and putting the best product forward that they enjoy so they keep coming back.
No, I get what I totally get what you're saying. Ray, do you have any other questions?
I do not.
Colin, I got one last question for you before we wrap things up here.
Let's do it.
Want to look at this tag team tournament. If you had to choose right now, who do you think is the odds-on favorite to win the whole tournament?
Come on.
For those of you that cannot see, Mr. Delany himself has declared himself the best chance to win.
I can back it up with statistics, though, if you want me to.
Oh, go right ahead.
When you look in that tournament, top to bottom, there are a bunch of incredible tag teams in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
High Seas have not been around as long as Cheech and I have not been teaming as long as Cheech and I have. Me and Cheech have been teaming for 11 years consistently, straight through, no breaks. CXR, I think me and Cheech were wrestling before they were born. Philly Marino Experience are they might be me and Cheech's legacy. We have had battles with them all over. They are an incredible tag team. They aren't me and Cheech, right? The main event, also incredible tag team, have not been around as long as me and Cheech, have not been teaming as long as us, and we've beaten them before, so I can go down the list.
You're doing a pretty good job of it right now.
And tell you why, but Cheech and I are one of the best professional wrestling tag teams that doesn't have a contract right now anywhere. So it's going to be a great tournament. I am very excited for it. But if we ranked the teams, if we were putting odds on the teams, Cheech and I winning this tournament is like minus 140 at worst.
There you go, folks. Take that to your DraftKings Sportsbook.
Do it.
Again, Colin, I'm glad we're able to have you on. Definitely want to have you on again.
Anytime.
Absolutely.
Please hit me up.
Absolutely. Where can the fans connect with you on social media? And do you have anything else you'd like to promote? The floor is yours.
So fans can find me on social media. I am at Extremely Cute on Twitter. I got on that Twitter game really early, so names like that were still available, and I somehow got it. At Extremely Colin on Instagram. That's pretty much it. But yeah, the Ground Zero Dunn and Marcos Cup this weekend on Saturday and Sunday. 10 teams. Huge tournament honoring two of the greats and legends in Rochester wrestling history in Dunn and Marcos. And then, like you guys were saying, Flex Wrestling in 2 weeks. Oh, and between that, I'll be in Cleveland, Ohio, wrestling for AIW in the JT Lightning Invitational Tournament. So I got a lot of tournaments coming up.
Oh, look at you doing the tournament circuit.
Yeah, I'm hitting the tournament circuit this month. So very excited about all of that. And, I appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, no, thanks for coming on, and best of luck to you in your tournament circuit. And hopefully the next time you're on, you'll have a trophy to show off sitting next to you.
Hell yeah, count on it.
All right. Thanks so much, Colin.
Thanks, guys.
All right, guys, that was Colin Delany. That was a really good interview. Ray, I'm actually going to treat you to something quickly before we get into our next topic. Because you weren't here last week.
Is it going to be what I think it is?
Yes, it is.
Yes!
We're going to hear a quick word from our friends over at Flow, Fantastic League of Wrestling. And when we come back, we'll have our reactions to Colin Delany. We'll get in some more indie talk. We'll have some more WWE stuff.
And then we'll catch up on comments because we've been doing a terrible job at that tonight, John.
There's one comment we're not going to bring up, and I think you know what comment I'm talking about.
Oh, the one from Adam Newman where he says, I am Gia, love Sugar Daddy forever till the rapture happens on earth.
Yes. Guys,
that's the one.
We'll be right back right after this. Again, guys, here's a quick word from our friends over at Flow.
Their opponents' hopes, like legends under the lights. In this arena.
And we are back here live on the Round the Ropes Radio Show, guys. Again, definitely check out Flo. Hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, we'll have on the co-owner of that, Scott, to talk some Flo, because I know Ray loves that freaking song.
I do. And check those comments. Bring those comments up, baby, because David from across the pond says that Flo theme music grows on you. It's got old school vibes. I love it. I sing it when I'm doing housework. That's what I'm talking about, David. That's what I'm talking about.
Jay's checking us out tonight. Jay, thank you for checking us out tonight.
What's up, Jay?
David says 11 years as a team. That's that's actually impressive.
That is very impressive. Again, he's talking about our guest that we just had on, Mr. Colin Delany, saying that him and Cheech have been a team consistently for 11 years. I cannot think of any team, past or present, that has been together consistently for 11 years with no breaks, no injury pauses, nothing like that.
I don't know if that's happened on the independent scene. That's probably happened in like a WWE, I would have to think.
I don't know.
I think the only one that comes to mind would be the Hardys.
I don't know. How long were they together for when they did the split, when Matt got fired, when they brought him back for the whole Lita Edge storyline?
Yeah,
actually, it was 11 years.
No, I think they it's I just want to go through the comments here quickly. The girlfriend's checking me out tonight. Hey, honey.
She says, "Hey, babe. Hey, babe."
And yes, David, you are right. Eastern Championship Wrestling was what Extreme Championship Wrestling took over.
Yes, sir. I've got some old school trivia for you guys.
Okay.
Who cut the promo renaming Eastern Championship Wrestling to Extreme Championship Wrestling?
You know what? I'll let the fans try and say, because I think I may know that one.
If you're a fan of ECW, you absolutely should know that. It is an iconic promo.
Wasn't that the franchise?
It was the franchise Shane Douglas.
Yeah, you see, I know. I may
know a thing or two about a thing or two. I know. I got you.
But guys, also I do want to, like I said, we got the Stompers coming up and about
Stompers.
And guys, if you've never seen the Stompers before on the show,
are you in for a treat?
Be prepared. Be prepared. That's all I'm going to say. But I want to get back, just real quickly get your thoughts on what you thought of what Colin said in the interview. In regards to what, Colin?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hijack the first 15 minutes of that interview, but it was just one thing led to another, and we just we flowed.
I see what you did there.
Thank you.
That's a play on words there. Because I think the Stompers are actually coming here now. Before we do that, I do want to just give a quick mention, because one of the other companies we work with, because mentioning Colin, we're mentioning ECW, you think of the 2300 Arena.
Absolutely.
And on October 25th, Battleground Championship Wrestling returns to the 2300 Arena for their yearly Halloween show. Now, Ray, hold on to your seats, because wait till you hear these matches. You got, if this will actually come on the screen, it'll be nice. There we go. Alvin Alvarez takes on ECW legend, the one and only Danny Doran.
Ooh.
Also, we're going to have Phil Insane. Yes, guys, that's his name. Phil Insane taking on Matt Tremont.
Okay.
A Halloween House of Horrors match.
That already scares me.
Masada takes on Too Cold Scorpio.
Another ECW legend.
In tag team action, yes, guys, your eyes are not deceiving you.
What?
The Powers of Pain.
What?
Take on Blackout.
Oh my gosh.
But wait, there's more.
Oh my Lord.
Drake Younger takes on Shane Mercer. And if I remember correctly, Shane was Slapjack, I think.
Yes, he was. He was Slapjack from Retribution.
Yes.
Who I think Drake Younger was
he was a referee.
He was the referee when they debuted.
And here's the best one. You ready? Here's what I think will be the main event. Crowbar takes on Gangrel.
The BCW World Champion Crowbar versus the Vampire Warrior himself, Gangrel.
Also, guys, stay tuned because later tonight, my interview with Alvin Alvarez will be dropping on our YouTube page. I know we said last night it was supposed to be live, but we had some technical issues, so we had to record it instead. You don't want to miss that because Alvin said some stuff that's really going to shock you.
Alvin Alvarez.
Yes, Alvin Alvarez, yes. And also, next Monday, I can confirm, Announcement Monday returns. And you guys are not going to want to miss the announcement of who is hosting the pre-show for BCW. Because I can tell you right now, I hear that guy who's hosting it knows how to go around the ropes.
John, you weren't supposed to tell him I was hosting it. Jesus.
Hey, you think did I say it? Did I say he was go around the ropes up in Boston?
I mean, there's only two of us. They got a 50-50 shot.
Who's saying it's one of us?
I mean, you're not wrong.
Who say it may not be one of us? It may be our mascot.
That is not nice to talk about Kevin that way.
Oh, he actually debuted last week.
Did he really?
You didn't see the video, did you?
No, because I thought it was just Veer.
No. Do you want me to play quickly?
Yes, please do.
All right, guys. Quick segue here. Because Ray did not see last week, we're going to replay again the Wilson's Corner. And shocker upon shockers, there's no new Wilson's Corner this week.
Why am I not surprised?
Guys, here we go. Kevin Wilson with Wilson's Corner. Enjoy.
Hello, welcome to Wilson's Corner with me, Kevin Wilson. Remember me? Hi. Okay, so all this streaming stuff that's going on right now with WWE, Netflix in January, Peacock's still a thing, and now the partnership with ESPN to go and broadcast all of the WWE PLEs or pay-per-views in my mind because I'm old. It's gotten to a very ridiculous point. I'm kind of getting sick of this streaming stuff in general because it's just all costing way too much, and especially for wrestling fans nowadays. Like, when's enough going to be enough? When are we finally going to stand up and go, yep, nope, I'm done, see you later, I'm going to go back to the Pirate Bay or, something else, I don't know. But do you remember when they broadcast the WWE Network for the first time, when they put that out there? It was $10 a month, $9.99 a month. They kept peddling it every chance they got. JBL saying for $9.99 a month. Michael Cole saying for $9.99 a month. Jerry Lawler saying it. Everybody went and said for $9.99 a month you can go and have the WWE Network. You can have every single pay-per-view, every single bit of content. And it stayed at that $10 a month. It was great. I loved it. Yeah, they got bought by Peacock, and the network migrated over there. And it was, I haven't really had any issues with Peacock at all. Since they've migrated over, it's been good. Yeah, it cost me, now it's going to be $17 a month for the ad-free version. But at $10, $11 now for the ad-supported, it's really not bad to be on Peacock. But now in the latest bit with ESPN's direct-to-consumer app, where it's totally 100% free if you sign up with your cable provider. However, there's a few that don't have it right now. If you have DirecTV, if you have Xfinity, if you have Hulu Live TV, congratulations, you get the ESPN direct-to-consumer app for free. It's completely covered because you're good with your cable provider. Me, on the other hand, I got YouTube TV. I'm kind of SOL. Take it from me. YouTube TV for cable, so I can, realistically, it's to watch football. That's about it. But that's $83 a month. And on top of that, if you go and take Netflix, they got 3 different price tiers. You got the $8 ad-supported, then you got an $18 and a $25. I personally have the $25, but let's say I'm going to knock it down to the $18. So that's $18 a month, on top of the $83 a month. Then you got Peacock, which for me, let's knock that one down. That's now $11 a month. Add on the $30 a month ESPN app because it's not covered under my cable provider of YouTube TV. I'm now looking at $142 a month just to be able to go and watch WWE programming every week. Between Netflix, Monday Night Raw on Mondays, between NXT PLEs on Peacock, all the content that is currently still on Peacock of older shows and older promotions and older everything. And now I've got to go and add a completely new app to be able to go and watch a WWE PLE. Like, it's getting ridiculous at this point. I just needed to go and get that off of my chest about this whole streaming situation. It's just patently ridiculous that I got to now pay almost $150 a month just to be able to watch pro wrestling. It almost sounds like, hey, remember when cable was about $150 a month and then it was the occasional $35 pay-per-view? That sounds like a dream. I'll be back next week with another riveting edition of Wilson's Corner with me, Kevin Wilson. And remember, folks, just like musician Brent Smith once said, this isn't goodbye, it's just see you next time.
Unfortunately, we don't know what the next time is going to be.
You notice he didn't say see you next week. He said see you next time. He knows what he's doing. Yeah. Anyway, real quick, some comments on, because I like the fact that you played that. Thank God I didn't watch it beforehand, because the way we started the show talking about the money grabs that WWE has been doing as of late, that fits right in. I mean, $150. I mean, you saw the breakdown of the numbers. $150 a month just to watch pro wrestling.
It's insane.
That is absolutely crazy.
Not only that, you go to a show now, you get tickets. I think they said for hard cam, facing hard cam, that front row.
Yep.
I think I read something. It's about 70,000 just for, I think for Mania. I think it's gonna be about 70,000.
I mean, okay, I understand Mania, 70,000 worldwide, blah, 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 blah. But what about Monday Night Raw?
It's funny. I feel like I'm about to make the comparison that I didn't think I'd ever make.
Oh, Jesus.
Wrestling and the Savannah Bananas.
God, where is this going to go?
You know how the Savannah Bananas basically do everything
Hold
for
on.
fans?
This is a disclaimer from the Around the Ropes show. The thoughts and views expressed in the forthcoming opinion belong to one John Blaine. They do not reflect any of our views or feelings towards the Savannah Bananas in the past, in the present, or in the future here at Around the Ropes. Again, these views expressed belong solely to John Blaine. Thank you.
All right.
Oh, go ahead, John.
And I'll make this quick because I see our next guests have been in the waiting room for quite a while. And you know how the Savannah Bananas, how you can't get tickets for them through any like third party site. Yeah. You're paying them straight, or I think you don't even pay. I think you have to enter into a lotto.
When they're at their actual home games, yes, but when they were doing this tour of selling out football stadiums, it was first come first serve. But I see what you're saying. Yes.
WWE doesn't do that. And if WWE started doing that and made it fans first, I think things would be a lot different.
What were those two words you just said?
Fans first.
Say them again.
Fans first.
Now think of the company you were just talking about.
Oh, I know what I'm saying.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that you knew what you were saying.
Yeah.
Because you said fans first and WWE in the same sentence, and that doesn't
That doesn't mess up. I get it. Because
No,
you know what?
the math ain't mathing, bro. 2 + 2 is not equaling 8.
That's my point. Is when you look at if WWE started doing that, would we be sitting here complaining about having to shell out basically for some people half a paycheck?
Mm-hmm.
And with how everything else is on the rise right now with gas and, everyday essentials, what are you going to tell people? Oh, you get paid. Let's say you get paid every Friday. Well, let's say ballpark, you make $800 a week. Okay? You got to pay rent.
Mm-hmm.
If you're an adult, you have to pay bills. I know. Scary concept. I know. You then got to pay for gas in your car.
Yeah. I mean, you do have to eat too.
And you got to eat. So what are you going to tell people then? Oh, if you want to watch pro wrestling, just give us the rest of your money and you'll be good.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, part of me feels like they're digging into like the Ebenezer Scrooge playbook and like, well, if they want to watch it, they'll pay it. I don't care if they have to go without groceries for the next. Which, first of all, if you're thinking about going without groceries for the next week, just so you can watch a wrestling pay-per-view, brother, I have the hookup. I can get you anything you want. $30 a month. I got you. Just hit us up.
Okay, guys, those comments about hitting us up for what Ray was talking about are the sole opinions of Ray and not the opinion of everybody else.
Yeah, sure.
But Ray, we're gonna have to put a pin in this. This is a great conversation. We'll continue this at another point.
Absolutely.
Because we got a tag team joining us right now.
A tag team that consists of how many individuals?
2 people.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. Just want to make sure we didn't forget that.
Guys, I want to welcome back to the show for the first time in a long time. They are, I would say, one of the best tag teams. I think one of the funniest ones.
I mean, that's definitely not what you were saying off camera, but okay.
The one and only.
The hell was this guy talking to? What was Ryan Peterson just saying? You were saying what about us, Garrett? I'm right here, say it to my face.
God damn it, Frankie, you're starting up again.
Well, Stu, he was starting his jabroni's bullshit before I wasn't even in here. We're gonna hijack this shit.
Well, Frankie, you got me on here, so what am I doing on here with you?
I don't know. I don't run this. John Blaine!
Oh, I'm glad you know who I am.
What? Yeah, I gotta know. You're the one who texted me to be on the show.
Really? Because for a while you kept calling me Garrett.
Hey, moonshine and
Patricia.
marijuana, all them things around. It's just a crazy world.
Can't
But
agree.
guys, welcome back to the show. How you guys
Thank
doing?
you, man.
Thank you for having us.
I know you guys got a big weekend ahead of you with Ground Zero and the return of the UWE tape-ins.
It's a big old weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big old weekend of moonshine, right?
Oh my
Mhm.
God! We got the
It's going to be his 42nd birthday this
Yeah,
weekend.
this Saturday. Saturday, Marcos and Dunn's Cup. My birthday.
Congratulations.
Take your birthday shot right out of that cup.
Oh, it's all the gold, baby. You just had Mr. Colin Delany in here.
Yeah,
yes, we did.
Knock his ass out.
Yeah, we can't wait to stomp out Cheech, too. I
Yeah,
want my get back, Cheech.
Funny thing, fellas, Colin actually, when asked for the odds, he said that if you were a betting man, you would definitely want to put your money on him and Cheech
Nope.
for winning
Nope.
winning the
Stomper
cup.
Brothers all the way.
Putting
you
your
guys-
money on Cheech and Colin to win that is like putting bets in for the Cowboys to win a football game or something.
Or the Bills. Or the Giants.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
I mean, no lies detected.
No, there's no lies ever detected.
So I'll ask you guys this now. Frank, I'll ask you this first.
Oh,
Yes, you're getting first on this one. How important would this be for you guys to win?
how important was this? Now we're talking about tag team like history here with Dunn and Marcos. Just imagine Frankie and Scott Cups in the next 20, 30 years. That's where our mindset is. We're here to add all this history to professional wrestling. And I can't think of two better guys than me and my big brother Scoot.
By the way, Stu, just want to let you know, I don't know if you saw this on the thing, but your camera is like...
Yeah, you're like this, you moron. Get like this.
Who, me?
Yeah.
No!
I like it this way. Because if I do it the other way, the mic, you won't be able to hear me.
Oh, that's all right. We'll just conduct the interview like
Hey,
that.
hold on. Thank you.
You want me like this? Can you hear me like this?
Oh my goodness,
my
we can actually hear you
God.
clearer that way.
Okay, you can hear me clearer now?
But Stu, I'll ask you this now.
All right.
How important would this be for you guys to win this tournament?
Well, for one, me and my brother, cousin, been doing this for 3 years, and we're gonna make history on September 13th in Rochester, because we know how to stomp people's asses out. So Colin, Cheech, all the boys in the back who are gonna be in that match, get ready to get stomped out, because the history is gonna be made, because that's what the Stomper Brothers do.
Yeah. We are history. Go flip your pages to chapter 107 in your history books, and you're going to see these faces.
My history book only has 106 chapters, though.
Well, then y'all have to write it and add it in there for you, baby.
Some pretty strong words from the Stomper Brothers, John. Talking about rewriting history books, adding pages and chapters.
Might as well just put us in the Holy Bible.
In the whole... Ooh, brother.
He speaks verses.
Let me ask you guys this, though. Obviously, we've gone over who's in this tournament. Obviously, it's you guys, Greed.
Prime time.
Yeah. Who is the one tag team that you guys have your eyes set that you guys want to cross paths with?
All of them. Every
We
single
want the
one.
smoke. Every single person in there.
Everybody.
Edge of Hope.
Edge
Dumb.
of them a hope.
Dumb.
Preem time. Yeah,
Prime
dumb.
time. Starbucks.
Hershey's
Starbucks.
Kisses. There's Starbucks.
Yeah, like,
We're here to stop them all. If I had to go down and pick one specific tag team that my eyes have been locked on and they haven't been able to get off of these guys, Prime Time. Oh,
it's
they're just-
stomping
with the
time.
flashy
Prime time.
moves and their cool flips. Not my size 13 can't fix.
It shouldn't be just prime time. It should be stomping time.
It's always stomping time.
So,
It's a stomp timber.
Yeah.
what is it about Primetime's offense that you think you will be able to overcome easily? And on the flip side of that, what about Primetime's offense do you think is going to be the most difficult for you to overcome?
Oh, there's nothing I can overcome. They can do all their flippy dippy shit. I don't care. Because once you get back down on the floor, I'm going to stomp your ass out. Real talk. Because
They might have it with their cool
Prime
little
Time-
moves.
Prime time,
creating
we've been
their
doing
own
this for a year. We've been doing this for 3.
You know, they can do their creative move stuff, but the minute we get our feet on their body, they're done.
Oof.
I mean, John, they definitely do have the edge of experience. They have been teaming together longer. I don't know. I think personally, as a newcomer to all of this, I'm going to say that the finals of this tournament are probably going to be the Stomper Brothers and Colin and Cheech.
Oh,
Oh, I like this guy. I like this guy.
Baby.
I like this guy more than John Blaine. I like this guy.
Yeah, when are we going to promote him to own this show?
I really like these guys, John. They need to be on the
really?
show more.
They definitely will be back on the show more.
We should. Around the Ropes podcast featuring the Stomper Brothers.
Around the stompers.
Oh, around the boots.
Around the boots.
Trademark it.
Oh my
Trademark
God,
it.
no. Call the lawyers.
I'll get. Actually, you know what? If we could work that out, maybe a future show on the all-new ATR network.
And it's
There you
all
go.
about humping.
Whenever you need us, we're always available, brother. We're always available.
I know, trust me, I know that you guys are probably one of the. Not only do you guys perform well in the ring, but I know every time you guys go in the ring, not only am I going to see a great match, I'm going to get a few good laughs.
Oh, you're gonna see what the kids call it.
And that's what the business is about, right? It's about entertaining and still stomping around.
Always stomping around. You know, John, also this Saturday is Immortal Championship Wrestling in Cobellskill, New York, in that barn. What, you ever been to
Goddamn
that
barn.
You ever been to that barn?
Yes,
Never
I
been
have.
to the barn.
Oh, that barn is so hot.
I was there the first time Immortal was there.
That barn's so hot.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
I
it was
tried to
like-
get away from farm work and I got stuck in the fucking barn.
Dude, we're there taking the Lindsay Dorado seminar, man. And fucking, hey, dude.
Really?
Lindsay got us working.
Yo, I was like, not gonna lie, when I did that seminar, I got blown up.
Really?
Yeah,
Dude, I was blown up the first 10 minutes of that seminar.
bro, we did like
I was
300
blown up by the
squats,
time I
300
picked
push-ups, running around the whole fucking barn, doing circles around the
Oh,
barn.
yeah, it's like doing that lucha. I think it might have been an NXT type tag team.
Yeah, well,
You do
it
the
was.
Performance Center, a little performance center game we had us doing.
I
Yeah.
would say this much. I do know for a fact you guys will be seeing a familiar face up there. Not me, unfortunately. We had a concert. Ring announcing.
Oh, Ryan.
Oh,
Right.
Mr. Peterson's going to be there?
Mr. Peterson?
Yes, he will.
Sexy
Wow, what a
lion.
beautiful man. You know, we got to sit next to each other in a locker room a couple months ago, and man, that guy's so. I'm gonna punch him out one day. I'm gonna stomp him out.
Wait. Why do you want to punch Ryan Peterson out?
No, he wants to stomp him out. He said
Because I
stomp.
want to fight everybody.
But what?
But I was sitting there, and that guy, we come in, and he goes, "Oh, it's these guys. Yeah, it's these guys, the home run hitters. Yeah, you damn right. It's the guys."
And yeah, like Peterson is a good guy.
I love him. Want to kiss him sometimes, stomp him. You know, things happen. But this Saturday at Immortal, we got an amazing card up there. We got Shane Stetson, Sebastian Braun for the world title.
And you
Oh
think
my
it's that
God.
cool?
Oh, I think it is going to be cool. Carlito? Carlito?
So I have a question that's coming in from one of our fans, Jay, over on Facebook.
What's up, Jay? Over?
And
So,
Jay, see what you did.
Are you
there.
hangover?
And so Jay says, I feel that from what I have been seeing, that tag team wrestling is lost when it comes to WWE, AEW, and TNA. How do you guys feel about tag team division wrestling as a whole for professional wrestling?
Totally disagree. Look at it right now. Look at all the promotions right now. On SmackDown, you got the Motor City Machine Guns, the Wyatt Six, Street Profits. Literally, on AEW, they have Edge and Christian tag teaming. Edge and Christian.
TNA has the Hardys and the Dudleys.
One last time. Professional
Right.
wrestling tag team. They got the Dunn and Marcos Cup this weekend. Professional wrestling tag team. And, oh my God, it's so good right now.
Like-
Making me excited.
We got tag team wrestling changed the industry.
And-
Like it changed the industry like for a lot of people. Like growing up, like I watched singles, but then when you get into tag team, like it's different. You get different chemistry and all that. You get to see like how you can work a different people every day. Like you don't get to just work singles. Like you get to work different paces of matches with different people. Like you get to wrestle with people you like are friends with, people you hate. You can wrestle like all sorts of people. Like it's a different world. But Like the chemistry that people have in tag team wrestling is nothing compared to singles wrestling.
No, not at all.
So going back to what you just said, you said that you started watching singles wrestling and then you saw tag team wrestling. What was it about the tag team division that really was like that really pulled you in and you were like, you know what, this is it, this is what I want to do?
Honestly, growing up with my brother right here, like we have chemistry and we both of our ideas collide and we can like work off of each other. Like, oh, we can do this and you can do that, and we can put spots together and like we can work together. Like if you can work together in the singles, but it's not as fun being as a tag because you get to work 2 matches into one.
Right.
And with that being said, you can literally do as much fun as you want. You get longer matches if you really want to talk about it. It's long. It's like 2 matches in one that will be longer.
No, I completely understand that and I can see that. Have you guys ever decided between the two of you and your opponents? As you said, you can have 2 singles matches in one tag team match. Have you guys ever discussed it with your opponents about actually doing that? Meaning that like you and one opponent wrestle a certain style when the 2 of you are in the ring, and then and then the partners switch out and you guys wrestle a completely different style.
Yes, we do that all the time with Ground Zero.
Mm-hmm.
Like I do big man style. Frankie is the comedian one.
Mm-hmm.
Like he does the comedian style. So when like where am I going with this? So when Frankie gets into
Who the hell is Anthony?
my other partner. Yeah. When Frankie gets into like tough shit and he can't beat the guy up, that's when I get the tag in and I come in and
I always got my big brother in my pocket if I need him.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, I work big man, he works comedy. So we combine both of them comedy big man style. So I still do a little comedy sometimes.
Not funny at all.
Well, that was going to be my next question. Have there ever been any times where you guys, just for S&Gs have switched it up a little bit, where you're doing the comedy style and he's wrestling the big man style from a small guy perspective?
Was it a blue moon? There's moments where I'm aggressive and, there's times where my head's more on the shoulder going through the match than his is. So I'm always ready to fight. When I say it, man, I'll fight. I'll fight the squirrel. I'll grab my dog right now and fight him. I'm ready to fight. I'll go outside and grab a crackhead. It's go time. So when I step in that ring and look at my opponent, I don't care what it is. I'm going to beat you up, and then I'm going to grab you. I'm going to make everybody laugh, and then I'm going to beat you some more.
I like it. Now, earlier, your brother had said that you can wrestle people that you like, you can wrestle people that you don't like, talking about tag team wrestling. Has there ever been the time where you have somebody and just that you have that thought of it's somebody you don't like, and you're like, if I wasn't a professional, this could go really, really bad for you right now?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had those thoughts, or just those?
I had the thought.
Yeah,
like,
not the action. I don't expect anybody to have follow
no,
through on the
not
action.
the action, but like, it's different, man. It's different, man. You'll see things around here. You'll meet one guy one day who's super nice, and then the next moment they're bashing you on the internet. They're talking poop behind your back. But yeah, I've had a moment where I respect the guy, but I don't like him.
Okay.
I respect everybody, but there's people I don't like, there's people I love, like, I don't really have that often. Maybe only one time, a couple, like when I first started working matches a while ago.
Yeah. Okay. Jay from Facebook said, asked, do you guys feel it's easier to develop your character as a tag team compared to being singles wrestlers?
100%.
Of course, of course, 100%. Because I could feed off of Frankie's energy.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I work the heelish type, and he's like the baby. Like we have that mixture. And when it feels good in the match, when he's like all good and all that, like having that good energy, I feed off of that. And sometimes he's smart and he knows what's right and what's wrong. And when he feels wrong, that's when I get tagged in and I start beating the shit out of people. And when when we have like good matches and all that, and we have that good energy, that's where it all comes together. Because our development is just something different. Like we come up with different stuff each day, like day in and day out. Me and him text each other, like we talk to each other, we throw ideas out there. Like that's basically like his character development was 10 years ago made. He made that. Like his character has been around for 10 years. Frankie's been around for 10 years. We just finally gave him a name.
Let me answer that question real quick. Yeah, when you're building your character and developing your tag team, your tag team characters and who you guys are going to be a tag team, you're also building in who you are as a professional wrestler. I've had to. My big brother got hurt a year or two ago, and I had to put on extra bigger boots, and I was wrestling in the singles. Wrestling singles match, hardcore matches. I wrestled in a tag match with a different tag partner against my own will, but we won't talk about that. But yeah. I was just dragged out. He was going, "Come on, Frankie, you're coming me." No. I think you might have seen that, Mr. Blaine. Richard the Mean Man.
Hey, at least you didn't call me Garrett today, so we're in a good position.
Shut up, Garrett.
Well, are you coming down Sunday?
Fortunately, I can't.
Yeah, he got to go. He has to go.
What is this bullshit?
Maybe it off.
But guy, you mentioned Sunday. Obviously, it's the return of the UWE, the tape-ins,
and you know what? Maybe Frankie will have some backup. Maybe.
I don't want to go deep into the information, but I just know that Big Brother wasn't there the last time I was there. Big Brother wasn't there the time before that. When I was wrestling my heart out in these battle royals and then wrestling in that triple threat hardcore match right after the battle royal, putting in all that fight to show that I can do it with or without my brother. I'd rather do it with my brother, but if I had to do it without him, I will. And Big Brother knows, because not many people do know it. Me and Big Brother do have 2 duels on the internet where me and Big Brother wrestled. We weren't seeing eye to eye, but go on Ground Zero, volume 110, maybe 101. What in that area?
Yeah, around that area.
Me and Big Scooty put on two bangers. He pinned me once. I beat him once. 1-1.
So you're saying there's the trilogy coming?
There might got to be a rubber match.
We need to have that.
We squashed the beef. We got back together for a reason, and that's for any tag team gold that comes in our way. So especially Ground Zero, I'm putting you on notice. Immortal, I'm putting you on notice.
Put them all on notice. ESW, Wild Zero, Excite, everybody. We want those belts. Wild Zero, you got pretty jackets. Think we need to do a little fit in, and I don't know. I like things. I like jackets and belts.
I do just want to give a heads up. I should have mentioned this beforehand. If you're listening to the audio side of this, I apologize if you just went deaf for a hot second.
Listen, we do not have it in our budget to pay for everybody's speakers, so yeah, that's not
perfect. They didn't sign a contract. They got to pay it on their own will be.
There you go. Can't blame us.
Yes, UWE. In Oneida, New York. It is a professional wrestling school. And head trainer, Johan Nara, really good guy. The legit one. A guy so badass. If you can name it, this guy could probably do it in 30 different ways. If you are in upstate New York, in the Utica, the Herkimer, Oneida area, go to Upstate Wrestling Entertainment. You can do it all. You want to be a ref. You want to be a wrestler. You want to be in LA. You want to park my car and tie my boots? You can. Come down to UWE.
That sounds like a good idea. Hey, John, you want to pull up Jay again? Because Jay over in Facebook land has really been just on point all night.
I like this.
His last question says, asks, what upcoming wrestlers at Ground Zero do you see that have potential to be stars?
I'm gonna pull away the Frankie gimmick real quick now, because this is the question that I actually genuinely want to answer.
Me too.
Well, like I was just saying earlier in the podcast, I'll fight Primetime. Them guys, dude, Primetime, Price Pure Gold, they're all Chal Connors. They're just so gifted, and like, I'm not gonna lie, these guys do moves like I've never seen executed.
Half the time when I watch their matches, when we go and like for the tapings and all that for Ground Zero, like half the time we don't even know the moves that are coming out. Like we literally be like shocked as we see them live, like literally watching them do it. Like they do it as like right
so smooth. The way they execute A to B and then B all the way to Z, it's just amazing, man. It's like, holy shit, man! Like, blows my mind.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. That's good. It's good of you guys to give props like that. That's amazing.
Actually, I want to give flowers to one person real quick. That guy right there, John Blaine. I've noticed like it's been a custom into wherever he is for you guys.
You're right, great.
Nope.
Frankie's right
Yeah.
here.
John Blaine's here.
He's
There
up
he is.
here.
It's kind of been a custom to in Chris Van Leet's podcast and interviews. Everybody gets on there normally gives him his flowers. So I want to take the moment and give John his flowers. John, you have been busting your ass for so long, man, to making sure that you're still doing what you're doing today, and all the motivation and without giving up, man. You're doing fucking amazing, dude. Good. Everybody, give John a round of applause.
Thank you. I appreciate I appreciate that a lot, and I'll tease it with this. We have an announcement coming up. We're not going to do it tonight, but it's going to be sometime this week. And I'll put it to you this way. More and more, this show is getting bigger and bigger. And that's how I'm going to leave the tease.
He got signed to AEW. Just make it a thing.
AEW commentary. Yes. You know what? I will spend $150 a month to watch John Blaine.
This is how you're telling us you got signed to AEW?
It's TNA, but
even better,
right?
I only spend what $9.99 to watch that.
There you go.
But guys, in all seriousness, though, when the announcement does happen, I can't wait for you guys to hear it.
I'm so excited for you.
Believe me, that's gonna be a moment that I didn't think was ever gonna happen. But I'm gonna leave it at that. But guys, we actually have to let you guys go because we actually have to finish up our show for the season. But guys, again, I know I bust your chops, the two of you, but I'm very impressed with what I've seen from both of you. And I know we've had this running thing, and if you guys bring it back at the set of tapings, I'll laugh my butt off. If you guys confuse Garrett from me, or if you turn around and say like, "Oh, Billy from Around the Ropes," I'll pop for that.
We'll push you over. I got you.
But
Your presence will be there.
I seriously can't wait to see what you guys come up with from the next set of tapings. What you guys do at Ground Zero and what happens at Immortals. Guys, you guys know that the door is always open for you to come back on. And we will actually be in contact because I actually might have an idea that I want to present you guys. But we'll talk about that offline. But guys, we'll let you guys run for the season because, like I said, we got to finish up the show. But guys, again, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it a lot, guys. Catch the Stompers not only at Ground Zero, you can also catch them at Immortal, and also at the and see them for the UWE upcoming shows.
Follow us on all socials. Give me this camera.
Yeah, how do they get in touch with the Stomper Brothers on socials? Follow you guys on socials. Where do they gotta go? What do they gotta do?
Everything. Instagram at the Stomper Brothers. Scott Stomper at Frankie Stomper. OnlyFans is coming soon. You guys have a great night. This has been Around the Ropes podcast featuring the Stomper Brothers. Give me that camera.
We'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you so much, Stomper Brothers. Oh, that is
What do you
some
think?
high energy. Those are some pretty intense dudes, man. And they had a lot of strong words to say about this upcoming weekend and the Tag Team Cup, man.
Yeah, but Ray, great show tonight.
Absolutely, from my friend. And I real quickly, I know we got about 3 minutes. I'm going to try to wrap this up as quickly as possible, so there might not be a whole lot of breathing going on in between words, but I am going to absolutely agree with what Frankie said in giving you your flowers, John. You have been working so very hard at this for so very long. To see you get your recognition and make the announcement that you're going to make hopefully this week, it is going to be fantastic, and I couldn't be happier for you. And I am very happy, very fortunate that you're the person that you are, and that your invitation to come back to the show was always open. Kevin and I absolutely 110% agree with everything that Frankie Stomper said, John, and I can't wait till you make that announcement.
I appreciate that, Ray. That means a lot. And guys, they always say, we're doing a show, it's never set in stone. And there's always a growing process. And yeah, we've been doing the show now for almost 4 years. But I've been doing this now for the better part of, I've been doing this since August of 2011. And I'm always growing. And that's not a weight joke. I'm just saying, I've always been growing as far as learning different ways. You see how I had to put that in there at the
Just
end?
had to, huh? You just couldn't be serious for like 5 minutes.
Because you know why? When I make the announcement, that's when I'm going to be serious.
I know, bud, and I
Also
can't wait
gonna
for
have
you
a
to
little
make
bit
it.
of fun, but also going to have a little bit of fun with that when that announcement does come. But guys, this, last week having Nyla on, tonight having Colin Delany on. If you would have told me 4 years ago when the show first started, and Ray, you remember those early days of the show.
I do.
If you would have turned around to me and said, oh, by the way, you're going to have Nyla Rose and former ECW superstar Colin Delany on, and they're going to want to come on again, I would have told you you're nuts. I would have told you, yeah, what world are you talking about? But guys, we're not here without you guys. And
No, obviously the fans come first, but from a behind the scenes perspective, you have done so much.
Thank you. And guys, I appreciate all that. But guys, we have a lot of big stuff coming up this week. Tomorrow we got High Seas coming up. Also, I-86, the sports show returns as well. Not only live on I-86, but also live on ATR as well. So we have that coming up. Thursday, yes, Ray, I'm about to say this name. I'm not making this name up. Dick Slater will be coming on the show.
Dirty Dick Slater?
From Ground Zero. He's set to take on our other guest that we're going to have coming on this week, CJ Settles, who's the Ground Zero champion. So I want to thank everybody who joined us. I want to thank Colin. I want to thank the Stompers as well. But guys, we are getting out of here right now. Follow us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and stay tuned for all of our social medias, because when this announcement is official, that's when we celebrate. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, the best way I can phrase this, the contract has been signed. We'll talk to you guys soon.